Hey guys, welcome back to the Our Minds 2020 podcast. This episode is the last episode of this series. I will be back again on the 1st of February. I'm going to take the whole of January off, sort some stuff out. But yeah, how was your Christmas? Did you enjoy it? I know that Christmas for many of us has been or was very, very different. If you did enjoy your Christmas, you're very, very lucky. You're very lucky. And if you didn't, for whatever reason, due to COVID, sending love and light to you all, my Christmas was very, very different this year. I wasn't with all of my family, but at least I can say that I was with some of my family, my brother and my mum. But Christmas is now over, as in Christmas Day. We're still in the festive period and we are moving towards the new year. 2021. So many people that I've spoken to when I'm on social media, in particular Instagram, loads of people are saying things like, 2020 is over, it's done, I can't wait to get to 2021, blah, 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 blah. And I hear it, I understand it completely. But you know what, for me, whether it's 2020, 2021, 1998, 1992, 2004, 2011, me personally, I have always hated the new year. I really have. Christmas, I love it. The lead up to Christmas, absolutely love it. And then after Boxing Day, I'm not sure if Boxing Day is celebrated all over the world. I doubt it, but Boxing Day, if you don't know, is just literally the day after Christmas. That's all it is. After Boxing Day, that's when we're heading towards the new year. And I'm not gonna lie, my mood gets low. I feel really down. I start to feel anxious. I just get really sad, to be quite honest. And the reason why is because I look at all the things that I wanted to do at the start of the year, and I don't make New Year's resolutions, well, not anymore, but all the things that I wanted to do at the start of the year, whether it be fitness, whether it be goals work-wise, anything. And by the time we hit the end of December, I'm like, fuck a duck. Like, it didn't work out again. And then I'm like, okay, all right, there's next year, God willing. I've got my health. Okay, we'll do it for next year. And then the same thing will happen again. I'll make a plan. I will have goals in mind. I'll work my damn hardest to try and achieve at least one of those goals out of 5 or something. And then guess what will happen? The year will fly by and it's not achieved. And when you this is something that I always say. I truly believe that every single human being, we all have a boiling point or a breaking point where you do as much as you can before you hit your limit and you're like, you know what, I'm tapped out. I'm absolutely tapped out. And to be honest, that's how I'm feeling now. In previous years, I will have an idea, I will literally write down and I'll say, you know what, these are things that I want to do for next year, what I want to accomplish in my career, my living situation, things that I want to do more of in my life, to enjoy my life. And then I'm working towards them throughout the year and it just won't happen. Sometimes I actually look back at my life and I think, damn girl, are you cursed? And going back to the whole breaking point thing, year in, year out, for as far as I can remember, I've just really put my all into trying to achieve what it is that I want to achieve. And then when I don't get there, or when I don't achieve at least one of the things I wanted to achieve, I'm not gonna lie, I really beat myself up about it. And now I've gotten to everything that's happened throughout 2020. I've gotten to a point now where I'm just like, I'm tapped out. I don't think I can do this anymore. And right now I'm literally going into 2021 with zero expectations, no goals, nothing, literally nothing. I'm just like, okay, right now my mindset is, what's going to be so different this time round than all the other previous years, you know? And I know that sounds just so dreary and drab, but I can't lie. When I say I am tapped out, I am all the way tapped out. And my mindset right now is I'm literally taking one day at a time, because right now I don't actually know what to do with my life anymore. And I know that sounds hella dramatic, but it's true. Part of me is even thinking, who the hell am I? What is it that you even like anymore? What is it that you want to do? What is going on with your life? Like, I am that tapped out and I'm confused, and part of me thinks, well, maybe I should do this. Oh, but then because of COVID, I don't actually have enough money to start my course to do that. And then I'm thinking, should I go back into the acting thing? Because basically my drive, my love is acting, and that hasn't actually been working out. And back in December, we still are in December, earlier on this month in December, my agent let me go, and I was a bit sad, but to be honest, I could feel it in my bones that they were going to let me go. And here I am now, and I'm just like, I don't know anymore. I don't know. Even with previous years when I don't, as I've said before, or as I've said earlier, I don't like the new year. I always had an idea. I always had something I could do, or I could try this way, or I could go down this avenue and try that. I always had something. This time round, I'm like, I actually don't know. Like, if somebody came to me right now and they said, okay, so Jemima, what's your plan for next year? What is it that you're going to be doing? What have you set in place? What are you hoping for? And this is just for myself, not for other people, just for me, myself personally. I would honestly say, I haven't got a fucking clue. I actually do not know. Whereas previous years, I'll be like, yeah, I'm planning on doing this, writing that. I'm looking to approach this person, and if that doesn't work out, I'm going to do this. Like, I had something. Now I ain't got nothing. I have absolutely nothing. And it's a bit scary, and it does make me a bit anxious. And I don't know. I just think to myself, when do you know when you're walking in your purpose? And I don't know if I'm walking in my purpose, because it doesn't feel like I am. I don't know. And and then part of me also thinks, okay, maybe I am walking in my purpose, because whenever I try to do something else with my life, like, try a different job route, or if I, just change my direction, nope, vroom, life, universe, or whatever will put me back on this same path I'm on right now. And it's pretty confusing. And then I'm like, okay, so last year, the year before that, the year before that, the year before that, and the year before that, and the year before that one, and that one after that one, it was the same thing. So if I'm walking in my purpose, why is it that I'm not seeing the fruits of my labor? Does that make sense? And I don't know if it's a good thing not to have any expectations for the new year and just take it as it comes. Because last year, back in 2019, I thought to myself, okay, I'm going to start my little mental health Instagram page. And that was something I was thinking about for a whole 2 years. And you know what? Sometimes you just need to take your own hand and pat your own damn back. Because it took me 2 years to come up and, well, not come up, but to create my Our Minds 2020 Instagram page. And I did it. First proper post went out January 1st, 2020. And going back to December 2019, I was like, yeah, I'm going to do this Instagram page and see what happens through that. At the time, I'd signed with a new agent, and I was like, okay, you know what? Yeah, I'm hopeful for 2020. This might be all right. You know, this God willing, this actually might be my year. Not even 3 months into the year, like middle of February, shit was literally hitting the pan. I mean, I'm not the only one. I'm not the exception to the rule. Everybody was just having literal shit thrown in their faces because COVID was coming into effect, about to just literally mash up the whole world, you know. But I was still hopeful. I was like, okay, miracles can happen. Truly believe it. I'm somebody of faith. Miracles can happen. And yeah, just like many people out there, 2020 was just not the year, you know. And this time round, and then also, if you heard my first episode of this series talking about this and that, I started this podcast completely on a whim. Like I said before, I was lying in bed thinking of volcanoes. Don't ask me why. Thinking of volcanoes, and I thought, you know what, let's record a podcast. Boom, the podcast. Do you know what? Apart from Jay Shetty and Michael Rosenbaum, there are not that many other podcasts that I listen to like on a regular basis. So me creating my own podcast wasn't something that I even thought of, apart from that infamous night that I just couldn't sleep and I was Googling about volcanoes. But anyway, I created my podcast and I thought, okay, yeah, that's great. This time round, as we're entering into 2021, I just don't bloody well know. I don't actually know. And this is the first time in my whole life, in my whole 36 years of living, that I don't actually know what to do. I don't know. And it's a little bit scary. And I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, just going with the flow and seeing what happens, or if I should actually be making a conscious effort to plan something, to set a goal. Because as I said earlier, I don't want to sound like a broken record on repeat. When I've set goals in the past and I've been positive and I'm trying to plan and I'm working my ass off to try and achieve one of those goals, and it doesn't happen, it doesn't work out, it does affect me. I feel bummed. I feel like such a failure. And when it's happening year in, year out, and then you think, okay, let's change direction and go this way, and again, year in, year out, it's still not working. Like I said, you reach your breaking point and you're like, what the hell? What is it? Is this how I'm supposed to live the rest of my life? Is this it? I pray this ain't it, But yeah, that's just how I'm feeling about the new year and all other New Years, really. Yeah, I mean, how do you guys feel? Do you get excited over the new year? Do you not? Oh, and you know what? You know what? Another thing that I've been seeing quite a lot of, especially on Instagram, is loads of people, in the last few days, loads of people, putting up posts saying, oh, I was able, despite everything that went on in 2020, I bought my first house and I bought it outright. Or, oh, I found love despite the pandemic. I was able to find the love of my life. Or, oh, I got a job promotion. Or I found my dream job. Oh, I sold my house and I moved to somewhere really, really nice and started a new life. And I'm like, you know what? That's fantastic. God bless you. That's amazing that you were, God smiled upon you and, you were able to achieve that in the pandemic when millions upon millions of people just didn't. And then it's that comparison game where I'm looking at them thinking, fuck a duck, fuck another duck. They did all of that, and I was basically out in these streets trying to survive, like literally trying to survive, like calling up my credit card and being like, yeah, I'm going to take a payment holiday because Tuesday, I don't know if I'm going to be furloughed. They've just cancelled all my shifts. The way that my job is set up, I can't work from home, so you need to help me. And then my credit card people coming back to me saying, I'm like, help me, this is a pandemic, what the hell? And I'm seeing all these posts and I'm kind of like, okay, that's great. And I'm not shaming these people. I'm not taken away from what they have achieved. But for those of us, and my hand is way up in the air right now, those of us who didn't achieve those things and didn't achieve our own personal goals, career-wise, living-wise, I don't know, whatever it is that your own personal goal was, do you know what? It's all right. I mean, it's a bit shit and it's not nice and it hurts, but it's okay. At the end of the day, we survived a flipping pandemic, all right? And everything else that came with the pandemic. And sometimes I don't think enough emphasis is put on survival. As in, I mean, I'm just, picking my own experience here. Because I do the whole acting thing, I'm not contracted to a job, so I do shift work. Shift work, I choose it because it works well with when I'm called upon to go and audition. So when the pandemic hit, those of us, if you are on a 0-hour contract, you know this, when you don't work, you ain't paid. And there's a very grey area with 0-hour contract workers, because when the pandemic hit, I actually can't speak. I promise I haven't been drinking, Anyway, when COVID hit, let's say that, when COVID hit and everything was just getting shut down, all right? When it comes to 0-hour contracts, you do not have the same benefits and entitlements as those who are on a contract. So being furloughed took a while. And when your credit card company is umming and ahhing as to whether or not they want to give you a payment holiday, even though in the small print of the contract with your credit card it says, yes, you can take a payment holiday, and you know that, okay, the COVID is here, but the bills are still coming and you have to pay these bills, but then you haven't got any money coming in, you kind of think, okay, what's happening? And as I sit here on my bed, December 2020, and I look back on previous months, I'm like, fuck a duck. Credit rating was still up there. It was good. It didn't waver. It didn't fall. Praise be to Jesus that I was still able to pay my bills. Praise be to Jesus again that I didn't lose my job. I fucking survived. Like, I survived. Nobody caught the COVID from my family or my friends. We were all healthy. We survived. And I think that we need to also show that in posts and talk about that, I feel that sometimes, not all the time, but not even sometimes, most of the time, people always, praise things that society seems as acceptable. That's the right term. So, for example, when a woman gets pregnant, they're like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. And it is amazing, don't get me wrong. It's amazing. Or even forget pregnancy, because pregnancy is, let's take somebody who's gotten engaged, right? Especially when it's the woman. If the woman has gotten engaged, it's like, oh my God, that's amazing. That's fantastic. Oh, well done, well done. But then if somebody has gotten a job promotion, you don't get the same momentum. In the same way that I find that not many people are talking about, okay, you know what? I didn't achieve what I set out to achieve in 2020 and it didn't go my way. However, I fucking made it through. But everybody's congratulating and popping open champagne bottles because yes, right in the middle of the pandemic, somebody managed to buy their house, which is great. Somebody got engaged and somebody, got their promotion and they got that pay right. That's all fantastic. But please do not exclude those who were not that fortunate, but were still fortunate in that they have their health and they still made it through. Again, I hope that made sense. So my one thing that I am hoping for is there are a lot of broken hearts and broken spirits out there, broken souls. And I'm not talking in the relationship sense as in, oh yeah, you had a breakup, but broken hearts in that people have lost their jobs, people have, lost their homes, their businesses, just so many things. And things like that break your heart. It's not always relationships that break your heart. Things that you go through in life can really break your heart. Deaths, oh my Lord, break your heart. And I'm just hoping, wishing and praying that 2021 there is peace and that it restores, it just restores people's hearts. I just pray that there is a lot more love shown among people, towards people. I hope that people in power, actually sort their shit out and show empathy and love to people. Am I making sense here? I suppose I'm hoping for restoration, and I'm hoping that people don't put too much pressure on themselves. And obviously, like everyone else, I'm hoping for better things. And yeah, I'm just, I'm just hoping for better things. And nobody, just like in 2019, nobody knew what the hell 2020 was gonna be like. We don't actually know what 2021 is going to be like. So above everything, I am actually praying for the strength to be able to endure whatever it is 2021 has for us. That's what I'm praying for. So yeah, that's just my little rant. Was this a rant? I suppose it was a bit of a rant about the new year. I hope that you guys out there do have a new year. I'm not doing anything for the new year. I ain't going to nobody's house. Nobody's coming to this house. I'm not going to a party or anything like that. Nope. Stay in your house, stay in my house, and that is about it. So, as I said, the next podcast episode is going to be on the 1st of February. I'm just going to take a little bit of time out to actually focus on my life and figure out what it is that I want to do, what it is that I want to continue pursuing, and just what it is that I'm doing with my life, to be quite honest, because like I said, I have absolutely no idea anymore. I just don't know. As always, I will be posting content on my Instagram page, and yes, I'm wishing you all a lovely, peaceful new year, and I am 100% praying for a successful 2021, and I hope that everything that you may have lost, anything that was delayed for you in 2020, I pray that God actually gives it all back to you tenfold come 2021, or at some point in 2021. But guys, thank you so much for listening in. Thank you for listening to all my episodes. If you have actually listened to all my episodes, thank you. And if you haven't, fuck you. No, I'm joking. I'm actually joking. No, I'm not joking. Motherfuck you. No, I'm joking. But yes, I'll be back on the 1st of February 2021, God willing. Take care, guys. And as always, be kind to yourself, be kind to others, and go live your life. Speak to you guys soon. Bye-bye.